Assalamualaikum and good day to panel. My name is Jeffrey Sofian. I would like to present my proposal on Lima Kedai Vertical Village, the concept of sustainable social housing for low-income earners. Basically, the proposed site located at Gelang Patah, with the existing context consists of shop lot and residential areas such as flat house, terrace house, and village. On the micro study, On the macro study, the Gelang Patah had evolved an urban growth where demographic process occurs and concentration of population within a particular economy and society. And from the John Freeman models of regional development, Gelang Patah have a connection with the city center and located in the middle of region gateway, which is Kedai and second link to Singapore. As urban growth occur, the urbanization happened where we could see changes of social process and relationship. And the impact of urbanization lead to uneven distribution of development benefits, economy and social, which produce provision of low income group. So basically, low income group are classified into Malaysian citizens in the bottom 40% household income range, also known as the B40 group. In Johor, B40 number have the higher percentage compared to the M40 and T20. B40 also have a tendency on reliant single incomes, lower educational and lack of saving, and the factor of low income groups is the provision of the housing allocation and the social amenities. So in terms of the relationship between the housing and the B40, they tend to have an issues on high degree of commercialization, poor condition space and place, social fragmentation, and high environmental health risks. These problems are related with housing conditions, affordability, and also the quality of life. I had conducted a survey on user perception in social housing. So from the result, the user moderately satisfied on the number and size of the space in the unit and also a corridor. In terms of supported program, they have suggest on business within the housing programs and also the life skill workshops and also the others program. So the issues here will consist on social, where the problem of urban population with social integration and behavior, and for the architectural part is social housing integration in the urban setting, and also the adequate living place for the low income people. So for the design aim is to propose a social housing that emphasize on sustainable living in terms of social, environmental and economic aspect for the low income earners in the urban settings. And there are three design objectives. So first is to propose a social living and space configuration in the housing for enhancing user needs. Second is to establish a comprehensive environment in the housing area for social interaction and helps. And the last is to integrate the building program and scheme with economic value of low income group. So the client will be SUKJ and also the Kerajaan Negeri Johor, because they have an objective to provide housing schemes competent for target group and government policy, and the target user will be a single person, the young couple, and the family that consists of founding family, growing family, and contracting family. So the strategy design objective 1 will focus on social behavior and also lifestyle. So the low income group have a high tendency to increase in household numbers. They live in a greater hurry and their needs are constantly changing. Thus, some certain issues on privacy could not present well in the living context. And regarding to the Thomas Horjep lifestyle theory, it mentioned that personal configuration related with the individual and also the special need preference. So the strategy will consider on the transformable space. So for the unit configuration, it will consider on transforms the space of the bedroom from the 2 to 3 space for the couple unit and 3 to 4 bedroom for the family unit by integrate the folding partition. So for the education and employment, B40 had an issues on the proper education and job opportunities. In conjunction with the problem, social housing could deliver some social service and facilities by providing the upskill program. So the upskill program integrate with the existing upskill program by the Gerak Insan Gemilang. It helps to aid the low income people with the life skill and knowledge through end-to-end training. So the program will consider on the industrial revolution and also the basic life needs. And the B40 have an easy access to the facilities if the program are within the workability scale. The strategy for the design objective 2 will focus on the housing context and environment. With the current living problem, the B40 have an issues on their well-being, where most of their concern on job, education, income, and also the food. So the social support and really needed with these current issues to produce the good quality of life. And the living concepts could assist by providing a good living arrangement, sense of permeability, and also the natural surveillance. From the preliminary visibility study, the cluster arrangement have an impact on social integration. The strategy for the design objective 3 will focus on the economical aspect. B40 have an issues on economic value. This could not give them a good psychophysiological need in terms of accommodation, food security, and others. The proper social housing could inject in terms of economic value on their scheme. The strategy will adopt the precast system, which could reduce in terms of cost, so it will help on in the reducing housing price. And plus, Johor have the high number on the precast supplier, so this could help in terms of the logistic cost. And for the economic aspect, it consists of the retail and kiosk space or retail port in the ground level for integrate with the public, and the unit level among the residents. For the site planning, it will focus on the integration of public through the buildings to support the ecosystem in the social housing, but also take into consideration for the privacy and safety for the resident too. So for the design process, we'll begin on zoning the space to respond the existing context for easy accessibility. Each of the zoning integrate with the space program that respond with the external and internal planning. Enhance the space by providing pedestrian access and integrate with the open plaza and also the green pocket. Provide the various unit layout with the cluster arrangement and integrate the central space connection. Link up the unit with the green terrace and facility space for social connection. So the zoning and space planning take into consideration on public and private activities for a good and livable place in the housing context. Those areas are space of accommodation of the building program that consists of living unit, retail and facilities, upskill programs, resident social space, management, community and resident engagement, and also the services and corridor. And here are the calculation of general development data to include in the building. So this is the view from Jalan Skudai Park, Jalan Skudai Gelang Patah. We can see that there are direct visual connection from the Jalan Skudai Patah to through this kind of what activities provided in this social housing. So this is the site plan for this proposed design. So for the ground floor plan, it consists on the public integration, basically to attract the user from the Renew Homes 5s, while the private space for the resident on the other areas, which could give some privacy and also the secure safety, and integrate with this private and public space the community plaza and also other spaces that could be have some injection connection within the resident and public, the surau, and also the culinary workshops that provide the resident cafe also. So the first and second floor consists on the resident activities and facilities with integration of the green terrace that facing the existing neighborhood. So here it is the unit arrangement that integrate the clustered organization. Each of the block are linked with the each of the block arranged with the cluster to have a good connection and visibility. So within the cluster arrangement, to have a good connection around the along the tower itself by providing the communal bridge that also inject with the retail port for resident to sell their business and stuff. And each of the bridge also integrate with the edible planter space for social activities and also interaction, and being kind of a pit stop to have a good communal interaction. So this is the detail for the typical units for the family unit, couple unit, and also single unit, and also the calculation if the transformable space inject for the unit itself. This is the elevation from the main road and also the Rini Homes 5s. And this is the view from the Jalan Skudai Patah towards the main entrance of Lima Kedai Vertical Village. For the services and fire regulation, the proposed design are involved in the four purpose of group. And for the fire appliance, the building after have the calculation for the volume, it require only one half of the site perimeter. And for the fire hydrants, the building only required about 4 fire hydrants that could tackle the distance of 90 meters limit. For the fire escape, the fire staircase basically had covered the entire basement. And for the ground floor, it's have a direct access through outside of the building. And from the second and floor plan, also the 6 of fire staircase applicable to achieve the fire escape calculation. The hose reel are sufficient provided, and the building also, after a calculation of this height of the topmost floor, it only require a dry riser systems. And after have determine the groups, here are the some active fire protection system in the building. And it cover the smoke detector, the fire control room, the water storage tank, and the hose reel tank. And for the water tank calculation, the building require only 87 water tank module. And for the air conditioning systems, the spaces that required for central air conditioning system that consists of chiller room, AHU, and cooling tower integrate each other that facing on the services side. Here is the services diagrams of fire escape road, electrical supply, water supply, and also the sewerage. And for the construction and structural system, basically it have a precast systems that cover up the unit and facilities tower, and then integrate with the precast system are the modular framing system. They only a lightweight structure for the link bridge and the facility space. And for the green terrace, it require a post beam construction to integrate in this kind of construction. And so here is the module of how the precast system work for the each of the units, and also the modular framing system that implement on the facilities spaces, and also the link bridge. And here are the detail of the post and beam construction of the green terrace that consists of their green terrace and decking and planter, and also how the link between the skylight and also these green terrace spaces. So that's all from me. Thank you.